Hey, everybody. This is Kim Danke, the Shibboleth new member, fast track instructor. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. We are going to have a great time learning the basics of. We're going to have a great time learning the basics of the Shibboleth lifestyle. Thank you so much for joining me. As I always give everybody until 8:03 to get logged in case using Zoom is this is the very first time they've ever used Zoom. Make sure that Facebook gets the notifications out and all of that. So while we are waiting, if we can do a little bit of housekeeping, I would love that. Y'all find the chat button. The chat button on your phone should be probably at the bottom, and on your computer, it's at the bottom. Sometimes you have to move your mouse down there to get the menu bar to show up, and sometimes you kind of have to tap your screen on your phone to get it to show up. But once you have clicked chat, choose all. You see where it says panelists? Click there. Then choose the option for all panelists and attendees. And so that'll get little housekeeping out of the way, because when it is set to all panelists and attendees, and everybody can see what you're saying. If it is just set to all panelists, it's just to me. And in these live classes, we do make some connections. This is a community, and so it helps to see names and questions and put all of this together so that we can build our friend group. This is totally my awesome friend group. So welcome. I would like for you to tell me what your name is and where you're from. If you're new or here for a refresh, I know I got a lot of questions, and how you heard about Shibboleth. I would love to hear all of that. And if you are a current member joining us tonight, please tell everybody how much weight you have lost so we can encourage. Hey, everybody. Hey, Michelle. Here for a refresh. Live classes help her so much. And Michelle, I know that you know this, but we have now added 5 additional fast track classes every week. Hey, Laura. Hey, Gina. I'm watching to refresh. Gina is from Cumming, Georgia. So we've got 5 new classes, Michelle, and I bet you are going to do them all this week. So it is at 7:30 every night. It runs Sunday night through Saturday night, and we will be able to learn everything. If you cannot attend a night, or you need to leave early or something like that, please know that all of this is being recorded for you, okay? But we know the value of a live class. That's why we're doing them at 7:30 every single night. So let's see who's on here. Meredith Zeigenmeyer, and she's new. Did I pronounce that right, Meredith? And then Emily Carter from Cumming, Georgia. And there's Shibby Shop Sherry. She loves Fast Track, and she's such a supportive Shibboleth team member. Patty Bass, I see Patty Bass on Facebook. She is a current member, and guess how much she's lost? 68 pounds since October of 2020. And she says, just do it. Sherry is here, but she's driving. Another Sherry Ditto. Look, Sherry Farnsworth Stoneman is also spelled the same way you're spelled. Sherry, I'm going to give a shout out to Sherry Stoneman. Y'all, Sherry Stoneman is a long haul truck driver and is doing this lifestyle from her truck. I mean, if anybody can do this in their truck, I mean, if she can do this in her truck, we can all do this. I'm telling you, we can all do this. And hey, Candy. Okay, Candy is new and heard about it from a friend who put on Facebook that she lost 15 pounds in 5 weeks. Awesome. And you live in Shiloh, Illinois. Awesome. Hey, Linda, I'm so glad that you are here. Michelle Harper, those pounds just keep getting bigger and bigger and more lost. Congratulations, 70 pounds now from Carrollton, Georgia, and can't wait to be on the classes all this week. Awesome. Zingenmeyer. Oh man, I was thinking, Meredith, I was going, is it Zingenmeyer or is it Zeigenmeyer? Zingenmeyer. Gotcha. Thank you. I bet you've written that many times. Ken, hey Ken from Rockmart, and Linda King is here for a refresh. And Emily says, go Sherry. And I think she's talking about Sherry Stoneman doing this from her semi. Okay, if we can teach somebody how to do this from their semi and they have the wherewithal to do this from their semi, everybody can do it. Everybody. There is no excuses. I'm just going to post a picture of Sherry Stoneman making food in her crock pot in her semi if anybody ever comes up with excuses to me. That's what I'm going to do. Brittany from Cairo, Georgia. Several friends are doing the program and seeing some awesome results. That's great. Are you a part of becoming the best of us, Brittany? Hey, Becky, I see you on here. Awesome. Tony Burton. Hey there, Tony. She's wanting a refresh too, going back through Fast Track this week. This is an awesome week to go back through Fast Track because it's starting. Our Sunday and Monday night class is going to be the same, but Tuesday through Saturday is going to be something new for y'all. And then it'll repeat itself every week because we're getting new members every week. We got to take them through something. Hey, Diane. Oh, Diane Ruroti's on here from Kennesaw. That's awesome. Yay, Brittany. That's an awesome group. You have so much support. You're so blessed. You got some great leaders down there, Brittany. And Patty is saying that Sherry Stoneman rocks. And Sherry Stoneman cooks her chicken on a mini waffle maker in her semi. And Sherry, I know that Sherry's driving and I don't want to distract her, but she did just type something. Tell me how much you've lost if you're able to type. Do not kill you or anybody else. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Kim Danke, and hey, Lori Logan from Elba, Alabama. That's awesome. Sherry has lost 36 pounds. We are so excited for you. That is awesome. Well, my name is Kim Danke. I'm your Fast Track instructor, and I'm going to do real brief how much I've lost. I lost 50 pounds. I did that in about 5 months, and now I have been maintaining that now for about 20 months. I have been on the Shibboleth lifestyle for a little bit over a year. I can't add 2 years, 2 years. And it is my passion to teach this lifestyle. And I learned the word, okay, I'll tell this story on the Shibby Show. I got to get down to business. Okay. If you want to hear other interesting stories that I have to say and other revelations that I have to say, then please, please, please make sure that you join in on the Shibby Show. That's on the Shibboleth public Facebook page each morning. Starts around 7:30. It could be 7:40-ish. And if I have to leave super early, which is not too often, it could be earlier. So there's no set time, but it's usually 7:30-ish. And I go there Monday through Friday and do lots of awesome devotions, morning motivations, and then just revelations that I've made. Laura said that she's talked to Sherry today via text. That's awesome. And Emily, thank you, Emily. I love it. I love doing it. So I'm glad you love it too. I'm going to share my screen with you tonight, and we're going to go over a PowerPoint. This PowerPoint does not, y'all don't need to screenshot this. Good, Michelle. Michelle says it gets her motivated every morning that the Shibby Show does. Awesome, awesome. Motivates me too. I rewatch it sometimes and I'll go, this girl's motivating me. That's true self motivation. I make myself laugh too. So you don't screenshot this. Don't do any of that stuff. If you're taking any notes, if you're doing anything tonight, please take notes. And the reason I say not to screenshot is sometimes when I don't think I'm going to see things again, I'll screenshot them. But just rest assured, this is on the website. So you will have access to this again. All right. So this is the Shibboleth lifestyle. I'm your Fast Track instructor. What we are doing tonight is we are doing an overview. Basically, I am teaching you the language of Shibboleth because you are learning a new language. You're learning a language that you probably should have learned a long time ago. The education system failed us. We did not learn all of this information, but that's okay. We're getting it now, all right? So I'm teaching you the language, and we're going to start with the basics. There are 2 modes in Shibboleth. You are either in weight loss mode or maintenance mode, just 2 modes. There are 3 differences between the 2 modes. 1, the number of holidays that you get in a calendar month. 2, the number, 2, how you eat fruit. Sorry, I got distracted. How you eat fruit. And 3, your mindset. Because you might be starting this off as a diet. And I understand that because you might not have had a concept before what a lifestyle is. I'm still growing and learning about this as a lifestyle, and it's getting better and better, y'all. It's getting so awesome. So just keep right on doing it. So there's three differences between the two modes: number of holidays in a month, how you eat fruit, and your mindset. By the time you get to maintenance, you need to have this as a lifestyle mindset, meaning you've got to train yourself to say, this is really what I should have been doing all along, and now I just need to apply this for the rest of my life. If you treat it as a diet in the beginning, I'll give you a pass on that, okay? Because when people start diets, they're often excited, okay? So be excited, it's okay. But by the time we get to maintenance, we got to have that lifestyle mindset embedded, okay? There are two types of days: either a perfect day or a holiday. Now, in the Bible, it says that he wished that we were hot or cold, but we were lukewarm. Therefore, he spewed us out of his mouth. We're going to do it right, or we're just going to have a holiday, okay? There is no okay days. See, okay days are often what got us in the spot where we wanted to turn around and go back, okay? So we're going to have a perfect day or a holiday. If you joined as a Tiger's Eye lifetime member or a Tiger's Eye 2-year member, if you joined at the Tiger's Eye membership, when you go into journal each day, in the mint green tab on your website, you may see like 10 different options for days. I want you to put blinders on, ignore all of them except for perfect and holiday, because we're in kindergarten this week, y'all. We're in kindergarten. Perfect day or holiday, that's it. How I want you to view those other days is advanced topics that you can learn. You can choose to learn when you're ready to advance. But see, nobody went from kindergarten to 12th grade in 1 year. Okay. And I mean, so it's a progression. So let's get the basics of the lifestyle down, because when Travis starts teaching you that advanced learning, it is only going to make sense if you have this down. All right. So don't focus on any of those other days. Don't let any of those other types of days distract you in the beginning. Perfect day or holiday. That's all. So, how many holidays are allowed? In weight loss mode, you can use up to 6 holidays in a calendar month. When you are in maintenance mode, you can use up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. Since we're all in weight loss at this point in time, except for those that are maintaining, I say, I'm going to talk about anything I talk about this week is going to be 6 holidays. Okay. You just know that this comes once you get to maintenance. All right. So up to 6 holidays in a calendar month. So for example, when the month of June comes along, I ask myself 3 questions. Am I going out of town? Because I usually like a holiday when I'm going out of town. Is there an actual birthday, anniversary, or holiday in that month that I might want to use a holiday to celebrate? Are there anything else? Is there any other dates on the calendar that I have events that might involve food that I might want to do? And I start planning those out because I want to know the days where I need to be perfect in the note, and I know the days that I could have a holiday if I then choose to. So that's the way I look at holidays. So how do you have a perfect day? We simply follow the Shibboleth shield. A shield is there to keep you safe. And if you follow these things, they will keep you safe. I do want to say this right now. What we are going to teach you, if applied, will work. If it is not applied, it won't work. But everything that we do is awesome. There's no reason for you not to apply it. It's also sustainable, practical, and we stay connected and have fun. Okay, so you're going to follow the Shibboleth shield. After 2 perfect days, your body gets into a state called EFB, efficient fat burning. And you'll hear me say EFB, baby, because it's exciting, very, very exciting. So EFB, we are going to teach you how to efficiently burn fat and not store new fat Doesn't that make sense? Not to store new fat while you're burning fat? We're going to teach you how to do that. So there are 5 components to the Shibboleth Shield. They're listed right here. I'm going to read them out. But after I started applying these in my life, a few months in, I started calling these my 5 daily disciplines. I need to be doing these anyway. Okay. So I started calling them my 5 daily disciplines. Well, as I've continued to live the lifestyle and use my education degree in the process, I've also, if there's any teachers listening, these are my 5. I have standards now, and these are my 5 daily objectives. I'm doing this each day. These are the standards by which I now live. I now have standards. See, before Shibboleth, I didn't have any standards because nobody taught me this. I just did what I wanted to do. And that sometimes gets you in trouble. So, water, we're going to get our water in. We're going to journal. That just means writing down what we eat. We're going to combine foods in a way that controls insulin. This is huge. And secret alert, by the way, secret. That's what I teach. I teach the secrets of weight loss. We're going to portion control our foods, and we're going to give our body a break from digesting. That's what the timing part is. Okay. We're going to go over each one of those individually. Water. These are all really non-negotiables, okay? So you can negotiate with how much you drink, but not the minimum amount. The minimum amount is half a gallon, 64 ounces, up to a gallon or 128 ounces. A dehydrated body will not efficiently give up fat or waste. And as we are metabolizing fat, we need that to be flushed out properly, and we need waste to be moving along too. Water in, fat out, water in, poop out. We have to have all of that moving along, okay? And a minimum is 4 of these, but a gallon would be 8 of these. So somewhere in between 4 and 8 of these is great. But I am going to encourage you to shoot for that gallon on the days that you can. And the reason I say that is because I've had to give some advice to teachers and say, well, during your work week, do 4, but on the weekends, shoot for a gallon. When it's a summer break, do a gallon. I mean, you can come up with what works in your lifestyle. So anywhere in between 64 to 128 ounces. But the more water you drink, the more mentally and physically satisfied you are. So it keeps you from being hungry. And if you ever get hungry, just drink water because it often fills your tummy up and you were really just thirsty anyway. Component number 2 of the shield is to journal. So you are now a citizen of planet Shibboleth. There are no idle bites on planet Shibboleth. If you bite it, you write it. If you nibble it, you scribble it. If you drink it, you ink it. And if you hog it, you log it. Okay. We are going to write down everything that we eat, everything that goes in our mouth. We need to put that down. This is huge in the area of behavior modification. And I don't know about you, but I had habits that I needed to change. And keeping track of these habits is what builds and forms new habits. Also, writing down what you eat helps you learn the lifestyle because you're having to think through it. Okay. Don't see thinking through something as a bad thing. It's just the process. After you've done the process for a little bit of time, you'll get it. And it won't be nearly as, excuse me, it won't be nearly as much thinking. It'll become automatic. But you've got to tell yourself, if you are in the beginning going, I don't get this, just keep going because you've got to do something long enough for it to become automatic. Sitting down in my recliner every day after work became automatic. I was really good at that, right? But I don't want to do that anymore. I had to stop doing that. I had to think, I got to write that down if I sit down with that now. So we write down everything that we eat. I also want you to know that if you put everything in your journal, it will create your future meal plans for you. So if you really, really like some meal weeks that you have done, you can go back and recreate or redo those if you've written everything down as you should. So make sure that you journal. Component number 3 of the shield is to eat properly combined meals. Properly combined meals control insulin, aka the fat bus. This is what we call insulin, the fat bus. Properly combined meals keep away the fat bus. All right. We don't want the fat bus. The fat bus stores fat, and we don't want that to happen. Now, this is secret alert right here. This is huge. Now, this is so big that I'm going to cover it in one slide tonight, but tomorrow night, the 1 full hour is on this topic. 1 full hour on this topic tomorrow night. Component number 4 of the shield is portion control. We're going to eat properly portioned meals from a 6 to 8 inch plate using the 2-hand rule. This plate's cute. Somebody gave it to me. Connie gave it to me. And so I was just showing you because it's cute. She got that Kohl's, brought it to class. It was so sweet. So, but no matter what size plate you are using, our 2 hands trump whatever size plate you have. All right. So what we do is we close our fingers up as close as possible. We move our thumbs out of the way. We put our hands together as close as possible. We lower our hands down over our food and we look. If we cannot see our food sticking out around our hands, then we have portion controlled. Okay, we've portion controlled. It's that simple. And you don't want it to be any thicker than the thickest part of your hand. And I say that just to make you think about not piling up the Thanksgiving plate and then saying, I can't see my food, nothing like that. So we want it to be reasonable. Our stomach is really no bigger than this. It's no bigger than that. It's just that we've gotten used to feeding it more. So we're going to use the 2-hand rule to measure. Now, there's something important that comes along with this one. By using the 2-hand rule to measure out your food, you will be getting into a calorie deficit. And in order to burn fat, we've got to be in a calorie deficit and control insulin, which was the last component of the shield. So if you're taking notes, please write this down. There are 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. So in order to lose 1 pound of fat, we've got to be in a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories. And this happens by portion control. All right. And everything that we do in Shibboleth teaches you how to measure moderation. You now have standards by which to live your daily life. And before, we really didn't have any. So now we're at the 5th component of the shield, timing. Now, timing is really there to optimize. So the water, the journaling, the combinations, and the portion control, those are musts. You must do those. You must do those in order to say that you've had a perfect day. But this component number 5 is ultra important, but it's there for optimization. Okay. So you can do up to 3 meals a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we would like for you to have those 4 to 6 hours apart. And think about these. These things that we are saying sound reasonable, right? They sound reasonable. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Really, if you do that, that's best. Okay. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 4 to 6 hours apart. Boom, done for the day. That's best. But sometimes you're coming off grazing. You're coming off the habit of grazing. And so if you have that moment where you just, I need something, then we call that in a moment of mental weakness, because sometimes I'm going to have to tell you this hard lesson. Sometimes you have to power through. Sometimes you have to power through moments to get your results and get your body used to doing these new things. But if you have that moment, whatever you do, use an approved item. That's a freebie, an extra, or a snack. And part of what we're going to do in this fast track week is we are going to explore some of those things that can be used. And this is very good to know. But freebies are technically unlimited, but I don't want you to think about it that way. Okay. I want you to use just as much as you need, not just eating them all day. You would not want to have more than 1 extra in a day. And that's just something a little extra. And you wouldn't want to have more than 1 snack in a day. Okay, so that's it. Keep in mind that we are trying to stop grazing. See, grazing was meant for animals like cows and things. So I got this little cow right here. This little cow, this cow right here, he has a stomach that has 4 chambers in it, totally designed for grazing. So it's okay if it grazes all day. Our stomach, 1. No to extra chambers, not designed for grazing. We do not need to be grazing all day. So we're trying to stop grazing. Do you know what stopping grazing will also do for you? It will start to heal your digestive system. There's a lot of digestive issues out there, and one of the reasons is because we are never giving it a break from digesting. And if we give our body a break from digesting, it will start to heal the digestive system. So think about this. The digestive system is a machine, okay? And a machine that is never given a break will eventually break down. And if you know and talk to people, a lot of digestive issues out there. So we want to stop grazing to help with that, because Shibboleth isn't going to just help you burn off unwanted body fat. It's going to help improve your health. The whole package of Shibboleth will do that for you. So let's have a look at this. If you ate 3 meals, freebies, an extra, and a snack, that sort of looks like grazing, but it would still be a perfect day as long as what you ate was approved and combined and properly portioned, okay? And you also had written it down and drank your water. It'd still be a perfect day. But so in this component of the shield, there's good, better, and best. That would be a good Shibboleth perfect day. A better Shibboleth perfect day might be that you did 3 meals and had a freebie. An even better Shibboleth perfect day is maybe that you just had 3 meals, or maybe 2 meals and a snack. That would still be 3, what we call eating episodes. Okay. So think about that. So there's good, better, and best in that. And not every day that you live is going to be exactly the same. So you need to know the variations of that and know that, hey, they're all good. They're all good as long as they're perfect. Okay. And then you're going to be burning body fat. And then you eventually might need to tweak a few things, and we'll let one of our mentors help you when you need to tweak a few things. So now we're going to talk about component number 3, combinations. How do you put together a properly combined meal? So all you need to do is learn that there are 7 categories of food, all whole foods, and many boxed and prepared packaged foods fall into these categories. Now, we're going to do a lot of talking about whole foods in the beginning, but just know we have made this lifestyle practical and sustainable for everybody, because as much as people want to eat whole foods and do all of that, they still like some boxed foods. We need to know what bread to buy. We need to know what tortillas to buy. We need to know what pastas to buy. We don't need to wander around in the store wandering. We don't need to, wander around in the store wondering and wondering. I don't know about you, but I did that in the grocery store a lot, because I never did want to be overweight. I knew it had to do with food, but I didn't know what to buy. Shibboleth gave me the gift. Here, Kim, this is what you need. Okay, I'll do it. So what we're going to do is all of the approved foods that are in the food library fall into a category. Okay, category 1 through category 7. Category 1 is a lean protein with the abbreviation of LP. And I know that reading this out might be kindergarten, but that's where we are right now, okay? And I think it's important that I read it out because we are learning a new language. I've got to teach you how to read these little charts and stuff, which aren't hard, but if you don't know what they mean, no one's ever shared that with you, how are you going to know? Category 2, fibrous carbs, FC. Category 3, energy carbs, or EC. Category 4, protein plus fat, or PF. Category 5, fruit, FR, also known as an antioxidant carb, or AC. And the reason I put this here is because on a couple of our documents in the very beginning when I got started, I saw AC on there and I was like, what's AC? I haven't run across AC yet. So I asked somebody, they said it was fruit. So I just want to let you know that if you happen to see AC anywhere, it's an antioxidant carb, which is fruit. Category 6 is superfood or SF. Category 7 is shellfish, SHF. And this is really just a lean protein. Now, I'll explain this. Category 1 and Category 7, they are the bookends of the categories. They are both lean proteins. So if you eat shellfish, you can choose lean proteins from Category 1 or Category 7. But if you don't eat shellfish due to medical reasons or biblical reasons, then you can just ignore Category 7 because you're going to get your lean proteins from Category 1. All right. So the way that I describe the foods that go in shellfish is this. All of your fish is in lean protein, but every other critter that lives in water, whether or not he has a shell, is a shellfish. Goes in that category. Okay. So like octopus doesn't have a shell, but it would go there. All right. So I hope that's making sense. Y'all give me some thumbs up if that's making sense. We've just got 7 categories of food. Now, the foods made their way into these categories based on how they respond in your body. Thank you for those thumbs up on Facebook. That's how they respond in your body, okay? So a lean protein, thank you, Laura. Shaky Sherry, thank you, Emily. Awesome, awesome. Okay, I see. Yay, I'm glad y'all are with me and understand it. So a lean protein, oops, sorry, I got distracted. A lean protein is things like chicken breast, egg whites, 96% lean ground meat. Fibrous carbs are things like broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, but we have over 60 approved breads in the fibrous carb category. What this means to you is we teach you how to eat approved breads and things like that, which there's a lot of them. Like I buy the Sara Lee 45 calorie delightful multigrain. That's the one I like. So I buy that. I buy the Olay Extreme Wellness high fiber tortilla. Can you believe that we are eating those things and losing weight when you might have heard cut out bread? Now, less bread is best, okay? But what we teach you is which ones will work. And we cut out the ones that don't work, but we teach you the ones that do work. Now, the reason that these breads that I'm going to talk about more tomorrow night work is because they have enough fiber in them to break down in your body more like a green bean than just a regular old piece of bread. Energy carbs, that's where all of your potatoes are, corn, peas. Protein plus fat, this is where your steaks are, all whole eggs, all steak, I mean, whole eggs, dark meat chicken, things like that. Fruits and fruit. Superfood, a food qualifies to be a superfood if it has all 4 macronutrients in there. If you're taking notes, write that down. I do ask that again tomorrow night, and we'll see who's paying attention tonight. A superfood has all 4 macronutrients in there. The macronutrients are water, protein, fat, and carbs. So a superfood has all 4. This is where your darker colored beans are. All your nut butters, nuts, seeds, avocados, that's where that is. And we already talked about shellfish. Okay, so there are five categories that do not even have to be combined for you to eat them. So category 1, category 2, category 4, category 6, and category 7. Those don't even have to be combined. So this means you can eat lean protein by itself, you can eat fibrous carbs by itself, you can eat protein plus fat by itself, you can eat superfood by itself, and you could eat shellfish by itself. So the reason that this is important to know is because what our goal is to teach you situational eating. You are not always going to be in the absolute perfect situation to make to have like a full meal on your plate. Let's say that you go to a luncheon and the luncheon you're like fat bus, fat bus, fat bus. Oh, they've got steak. I'm going to eat the steak. That would be a situational decision. If you're cooking steak at home, more than likely you're going to put it with a fibrous carb, which is approved. Okay. But if you are at that luncheon and you need to make a good decision at the moment, you need to know what things you can eat alone. So that's why that's important to know. So if you'll notice, I skipped category 3 and category 5. These two, I need you to train your brain to go ding, 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 ding. If I want to eat some field peas or lima beans or carrots or a whole bunch of onions or a whole bunch of tomatoes or all my potatoes, if I want to eat these things, they must be combined properly. Same thing with fruit. Now, fruit, we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so let's talk about this. Energy carb. Let's just pick some lima beans. So let's say that you want to have some lima beans. You're going to eat about a quarter of a cup of lima beans. And the reason I say a quarter of a cup is personally, I've never really measured it. I'm just trying to give you a visual. All right. I put lima beans here because we're going to use our hands are our measuring tools and we take them wherever we go. So lima beans. Okay. Now, because you have figured out the foods that you like and what categories they go in, I want to eat some lima beans, but I know that they must be combined with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So let's choose, just for simplicity, chicken breast protein. This is our protein source hand. We're going to put our chicken breast right there. And let's just choose green beans right here. Okay, now let me tell you the story. The lima beans, when you eat them, they are going to elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is then going to secrete insulin to deal with the blood sugar elevation. But you now know that you need to eat in a way that controls insulin, so you have chosen to have it with chicken breast and green beans. So the protein in the chicken breast and the fiber in the green beans are going to help neutralize the insulin release that came from the lima beans. Boom, you have controlled insulin all within the eating of that meal. You just let food be your medicine. And it was a delicious meal. I mean, good meal. And you can eat it, and it controlled insulin. Now, at a quarter of a cup, you didn't overeat lima beans either. So the amount of chicken, the amount of green beans that you had with the lima beans, it was able to control the insulin because you didn't overeat at all, right? So that's good. So I hope you're getting like the science behind that. Y'all give me some thumbs up if you understand that science behind that. Now let's talk about fruit. Remember how in the beginning I said that there's two modes, weight loss or maintenance, three differences between the modes. And one of those differences was how you eat fruit. Thank you for the thumbs up on Facebook. Thank you. So fruit. Thank you, Ken. When you are in weight loss mode, fruit must be combined. Awesome, Kim. Fruit must be combined properly. Once you get to maintenance, you can have fruit as a snack by itself if you want to. But if you're eating it with a meal, you should still combine it properly, but you can also just have some fruit for a snack if you want your snack to be fruit during the day. That's when you get to maintenance. See, weight loss mode and maintenance mode, two different nutritional situations. In weight loss mode, we are aimed at a goal. In maintenance mode, we're ebbing and flowing. And in a good, healthy, antioxidant carb piece of fruit is not going to it's going to cause a little bit of insulin, but you've already gotten the fat off in maintenance. You're just trying to maintain. So it doesn't hurt you as a snack in maintenance. But in weight loss mode, fruit must be combined properly. So let's just say that you want to make yourself a little brown bag lunch. Let's say that you put in a small apple, because we're not eating giant hand-sized apples, okay? Small apple, and then some turkey breast, some deli meat turkey breast. Maybe you take an Olay Extreme Wellness high fiber tortilla. Maybe you lay some spinach in there or some romaine or some iceberg lettuce. Maybe you lay that in there because you like it. If you don't have to. Maybe you even take a wedge of Laughing Cow cheese and spread that on your tortilla to kind of give you a little bit of moisture, a little bit of flavor. You can do that. So the turkey breast would be your category 1, because see, fruit must be combined with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So the turkey breast would be your lean protein. The Olay Extreme Wellness high fiber tortilla would be your fibrous carb. And if you chose to put some additional little lettuce type things in there, that would be an additional fibrous carb. You can do more than one fibrous carb in a meal. And then that laughing cow wedge that I was talking about would be a condiment. So in that case, that would be a great lunch, right? That would be a properly combined meal. The category 1 lean protein with the category 2 fibrous carb with a category 5 fruit. That is an approved combo. So you can do that. So now let's talk about category 4, protein plus fat. You can eat protein plus fat by itself, but there are 3 categories that you do not want to eat it with. You do not want to eat a protein plus fat, and I want you to think about that word fat and fat bus, okay? I want you to equate those. This word fat is not a bad thing. Do you know our body actually needs fats for certain functions? And if you use fats in like proteins and stuff, if you use that portion controlled, your body will do what it needs to. It'll use it up as energy and it will dissipate as heat. It's when you overeat protein plus fats that are the problem. And when you combine them with things that bring an insulin release. So what we're not going to do is we are not going to eat protein plus fat with your energy carbs, which are category 3s, your fruit, which are category 5s, or your superfoods, which are category 6s. So we're just not going to eat protein plus fat with those categories. So what that might look like is the classic plate of a steak and baked potato. Do you know that the potato doesn't have any fat in it? It's not fatty, but what it does, it's the catalyst for fat storage. So when you eat the potato, your blood sugar elevates. Your pancreas secretes insulin to deal with the blood sugar elevation. And if you eat it with a steak, then the fat bus is out and it's going to go collect the fat. And there you go. You're gonna store it. All right. Now I do want you to know that if you like a steak and baked potato, you can still have that. You would just choose to have that on a holiday. So you could do that up to 6 times a month. I bet you aren't doing that now 6 times a month. But if you wanted to, you could have that up to 6 times a month if you want to. But when you want to eat steak and you want to have a perfect day, eat it with a fibrous carb. Like, if you're out at a restaurant, order their broccoli, their green beans, their asparagus, a side salad with approved dressing. You can do that. Let's say that it's the potato that you're wanting. If you want to eat the potato, then you're going to want to have it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb instead of with the steak. So we're going to do right 80% of the time. That's all. That's the 24 to 25 days out of the month. We're going to do the right thing. And on a holiday, I don't believe there's any reason to hog trough on a holiday. I really, really don't. But if you did, it'd still be all right. But let's don't make that our goal. Okay. But when you have a holiday, it just means that you're not meeting some component of the shield that we went over. One of the 4 things, but the shield's 5, but one of those 4, you're not meeting that. So that would be a holiday. So I hope this is all making sense to everybody, because what I'm wanting you to hear is that this is a management system. So we got to tell you what to eat and how to eat it, but then we teach you how to manage it. So we manage by the month, we manage by the day, manage by the meal. And I hope that makes sense. Let's have a look here at this combination chart. We've got a blue column, a yellow column, and a red column. This blue column is fast weight loss. This yellow column is faster weight loss. And this red column, you are blowtorching fat like you'd blowtorch butter in this red column. Now let's have a look at this. Do you see where it says 1 lean protein? That means category 1 lean protein. That is not quantity. And then this plus sign just means you're eating it with a category 6 superfood. That does not mean quantity 6. That means category 6 superfood. And then this means category 2 fibrous carb. All right, so I just like to explain that number there is the category number, the LP, the SF, the FC, and so forth is just the abbreviation. Now, I know that y'all probably see the MCT oil listed on here. We're going to go over that in a different slide in just a few minutes. So this blue column, this was like, let's say we're all going to the beach. This blue column is like we took the scenic route to the beach. This might be that we got on the highway. This would be the interstate. Okay, so you can do it as fast as you want to. But what I want to say is that more than likely, you're going to do a few of these a week, a few of these a week. It just really depends on how fast you want to get it off. Okay. So your best way is to keep it super simple in the beginning and just stick with some lean proteins and fibrous carbs and get your hands on some MCT oil and cook it up in some MCT oil and you'll make your fastest fat burning combination. So we kind of keep it really simple in the beginning. Okay, so recap the most important rules. Category 1 and category 7 are lean proteins. When you eat that with a category 2 fibrous carb and it's cooked in MCT oil, that makes the fastest fat burning combination. We'll talk about why in a second. If you want to eat an energy carb, which is a 3, or fruit, which is a 5, you must eat it with a category 1 or category 7, a lean protein, and a category 2 fibrous carb. We just don't eat category 4s with energy carbs, fruit, or superfoods. And then all meat at a restaurant should be considered a category 4. Now, here's why. If you go to a restaurant, steak is a protein plus fat, it's already a 4. But if you go to a restaurant and you've been doing it chicken breast at home and you know that that's a lean protein, but at the restaurant, you don't know what oil they cooked it in. So basically, they've taken a lean protein, they've added fat to it, so it turned into a protein plus fat due to the way that it was cooked. So at every restaurant, all meat is a category 4. The reason that's important for you to understand and know is you now know that you're not going to order it with 3s, 5s, or 6s. So you're not going to order it with energy carbs, fruit, or superfoods. It will direct you to order it with a fibrous carb. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to assume things make sense unless y'all ask me a question. Approved cooking oils. We suggest that you use 100% MCT oil, medium chain triglyceride. Now, this is also a secret alert. Secret alert. Let me just tell you, I have never bought any other oil besides this since I started Shibboleth. When you learn the secret, why do anything different? Why? I really like that verse that says John 13:17. Once you learn these things, you will be blessed for doing them. Well, see, I didn't know. I didn't know these things. Well, now that I know these things, I've been greatly blessed by doing them. So this is it, MCT oil. MCT has almost no propensity to be stored on the body as fat. Isn't that a hallelujah moment? Almost no propensity to be stored on the body as fat. Thank you for those thumbs up. LCTs, which is what we were probably using before, olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, those have a great propensity to be stored on the body as fat. Hearing that, why would you ever want to do that again? You've just learned a major secret. Why do it again? So LCTs are like, compared to MCTs, it's like having a candle wick that is long and a candle wick that is short. Which one is going to take longer to burn up? The long one. So long chain triglycerides take longer to burn and they're dense. And so they take longer to break through. MCT, they're short. They burn so quickly. Hey, Emily, I'm glad you're here. That's awesome. And so we're going to use medium chain triglycerides. You can also use coconut oil. Coconut oil is 66% MCTs, but it's not 100, all right? Ghee butter can also be used. It's about 40% MCTs. Now, what ghee butter is, it's butter that's been clarified. What that means is all the milk solids have been pulled out. Therefore, you're just left with the fat, and it's about 40% MCTs. 0-calorie cooking spray is also available to use. Now, this is how I make my decision about how I'm going to do something. If I am cooking a lean protein, I'm going to use 100% MCT oil. If I'm cooking a protein plus fat, I'm going to use 0-calorie cooking spray. So let's just use eggs for an example. If I'm doing egg whites, I'm going to use a little drizzle of MCT oil. And if I am cooking whole eggs, I'm going to use 0-calorie cooking spray. Boom, decision made. That's what you do. So with your medium chain triglycerides, you could have up to 1 tablespoon per serving that you're cooking. So if you're cooking 1 piece of chicken in a pan, 1 tablespoon of MCT is all you want to use. It's got about 130 calories in it, but it burns up like that, so it's okay. If you're cooking for the family and maybe cooking 4 pieces of chicken breast in the pan, you can use 4 tablespoons. You're going to need it to cook it up, okay? Now, somebody asked me one night, it was a great question. So Sue is asking, what's an example of MCT oil? MCT oil is just MCT oil. So you can buy the Zero Drag brand MCT oil. You can use the Now Nutrition MCT oil. So what MCT oil is, let's say, so coconut oil is 66% MCTs, and palm oil, I don't know how much MCTs it is, but what it is all of the MCTs have been pulled out, and it's just truly MCTs. There aren't any other LCTs in it. So MCT oil is a medium chain triglyceride, which is that's what it is in and of itself. So when you go to the store, you would want to buy something that said MCT oil, but make sure, do strong inspection. Emily, I have been told that people did not have that same problem with MCT oil. Now, I don't want to say that and then you have a reaction to it. I don't want that to happen. So, so it does come. It is derived from coconut oil, but like I said, I've heard, but everybody's different. So you're going to want to, I don't know, test that or something, or ask your doctor. But you could always, Emily, just use 0-calorie cooking spray. That'll be fine. On this MCT oil, you want to flip it over and you want to look at the ingredients, and you want the ingredients to say 100% MCTs. If it says 100, if it says medium chain triglycerides from coconut oil, they're really just trying to sell you some high priced coconut oil. All right. So it needs to say medium chain triglycerides as the ingredients. Now, if you want to make your life super duper easy, you would go to myshibboleth.com/shop or store. I can't remember which one it is, but it's at the top of your website, and buy the Zero Drag brand. That's the brand that we sell at the store. You are not required to buy anything from us, but I'm going to save you time, energy, effort, money, hassle, frustration. Just go to the Shibby shop and buy it. Hey, Emily, just go in there and buy it. And then while you're there, get yourself some Carb Quick too. That's like Bisquick. And we have over 6 pages of recipes that include Carb Quick, which is great. All right. So somebody asked me, why would I choose to use a medium chain triglyceride, which has 130 calories per tablespoon, versus 0-calorie cooking spray? And the way I explained it is this medium chain triglyceride has a muscle preserving effect, and we are all about preserving our muscles. Do you know if you lose weight the wrong way? See, we highly focus on efficient fat burning. We don't want to just lose weight in general. We don't want to lose heart mass, muscle mass, etc. If you do all the stuff in Shibboleth, like the combinations and stuff, you're getting everything that you need and you won't be losing that. But medium chain triglyceride is a muscle preserving effect, but it also has a metabolism building effect. That is one of the reasons it makes the fastest fat burning combination, because it is thermogenic, meaning it heats up. So it burns quickly. And when things heat up and burn quickly, it burns a few extra calories. So that's why you would want to do that. Now, what I'm going to say next about medium chain triglyceride is extremely important. We use medium chain triglyceride for 3 reasons only: cooking in a pot or a pan or a grill or however you cook. 2, awesome, Gina. 2, in a recipe that a Shibboleth approved recipe, making Shibboleth approved salad dressings. Those are the 3 reasons that you might want to use MCT. You're hearing me say lots of good things about it. But what I don't want you to hear me say is that you somehow need to figure out how to get it in every day. Okay. So you don't need to take it as a supplement. We're not going to put it in our coffee. We're not going to put it in shakes. We're not just going to take it randomly. And if you hear that noise out there, because MCT's got a lot of noise out there surrounding it, These people that are touting MCT oil out there may not be in the same nutritional situation as we are. They may be bodybuilders using it for a certain purpose and then, hawking it online or something. We're only using it for 3 reasons: cooking, recipes, and making salad dressings. That's it. Okay. Also, keep in mind that you want to cook when you're using it on low to medium heat. Otherwise, it will set off your smoke detector, and we don't want that to happen. All right. Now, we're going to start to wrap up some of this info tonight. We are striving for perfect days, but planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. You are living life. A holiday is coming. The praise the Lord, hallelujah moment is that you know what to do the day after a holiday. You get back having your perfect days. So after a holiday, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into efficient fat burning. Then you're striving for perfect days again. And then planned or unplanned, a holiday's coming. And then you know what to do again. You get back to your efficient fat burning, okay? So we want to string together some efficient fat burning days so that we have great results and we burn that fat. But then what's going to happen over a holiday is you're going to have an insulin release and you're probably going to store some sugar and things. And so over those 2 perfect days that you have after a holiday, your body's getting rid of insulin. It's using up those sugar stores as energy. And then on that 3rd day, you're back into EFB. Then you string as many efficient fat burning days together as you can. And then planned or unplanned, you're having a holiday. And doesn't that sound like life? Going along, doing the right thing, and then, oh, somebody's birthday. And then you get back to business, going along, doing the right thing. Oh, it's somebody's anniversary, and you have a holiday, and you get back to business. See, this is a practical, sustainable, fun lifestyle. Now, this 3rd point on here is very exciting to me. When we are in EFB, efficient fat burning, our body will burn fat, which is just stored energy. All fat is stored energy. It's going to burn fat for the energy that we need rather than easily accessible energy such as unapproved oil and starchy and sugary carbs. If we have given our body unapproved oils that are taking a long time to burn through, is it easy to get to the stored energy? No, because we gave it easily accessible. It's going to work on the easily accessible first. If we're giving it starchy and sugary carbs, it's going to work on that first before it moves to the stored energy. But if we aren't giving it unapproved oils and starchy and sugary carbs, our body needs energy all the time. That's when it has to access the stored energy. And that's when fat is burning off your body. That is brilliant. I mean, this is the information we've always needed to know. Let's recap the fat bus. The fat bus is insulin. Insulin is a growth hormone, a fat storage hormone. I also want you to know that there are other growth hormones in your body, but they aren't fat storage hormones. There's some other growth hormones that come out for cellular recovery and things like that, but this one is a fat storage hormone. After an insulin release, fat storage will occur for up to 48 hours, meaning you're out of efficient fat burning. You just got to know that, all right? Insulin also increases your appetite. Have you ever had ice cream and then you wanted chips and then you wanted a pickle and then you wanted a cookie? It's because insulin will send your appetite off the charts. Yes. And after the fat bus has been on its rounds, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into EFB. Laura, Laura, you might want to have a mentor appointment, okay? And let us look at your journal. Let us do that, Laura. Go to mentor.genbook.com. But I'm glad that your sugar's doing great. But please call a mentor about that other. Okay, what are you going to eat this week? I want you to make a list of your 7 favorite lean proteins, category 1s and 7s, if you eat 7s. I want you to make a list of your 7 favorite fibrous carbs. When you make a list of your lean proteins and you make a list of your fibrous carbs, you can take a pencil. Just like you were in kindergarten and the teacher said, match these things, you can go 96% lean ground beef to green beans, chicken breast to broccoli. You can just put one thing from this list with one thing from this list. Actually, you could have two things from the fibrous carb category as long as it fit under your fibrous carb hand. Okay. Um, Sherry, that was on Facebook. That was on Facebook. Oh, good, good. Laura got a mentor appointment. Good, Laura. That's what we do. See, y'all, mentor appointments are included in your membership. So whenever you got questions, call. Yes. Okay. So you just mix and match something. If you want to keep it super simple in the beginning, please do. If you're trying to make it all fancy and complicated for week one, that's no fun. Let's just do simple and start getting the 5 daily disciplines in. Good, good, Sherry. 5 daily disciplines in. All right, let's start getting those in. Simple, simple meals. Throw in a few meal replacements for simplicity. If you were eating cereal before, you got to know what kind of cereal to eat. We're going to talk cereal tomorrow night and throughout the week. If you were having Pop-Tarts before, you're going to need a legendary tasty pastry. Okay. If you were eating a candy bar before, you need a Fit Crunch bar or you need a Power Crunch bar. You got to figure out which ones that you like. Now, I would love to say that we all have time to cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but we don't. We like some instant meals, meal replacements. And don't do what I used to do before Shibboleth. I just thought meal replacements were snacks. And I never realized, oh, it's supposed to replace a meal. Anyway, the things we learn in Shibboleth, as basic as that. Keep it super simple in the beginning, and then you will continue to branch out as you live and learn the lifestyle. All right. Now, one last slide. Take advantage of our awesome resources. Make sure that you're in our Facebook support groups. Familiarize yourself with our awesome website. Make a getting started mentor appointment for next week. This week, I want you to do fast track. Focus on fast track this week by working through each of the fast track laps. And when I say familiarize yourself with our awesome website, I want you to know that if you go through every step in every lap of fast track, I have just shortened your learning curve on understanding our website. So that, and it's designed in an order to help you do that. So I'm going to say one last thing on this little bye-bye slide, and then I'm going to show up where the fast track is. Welcome to the Shibboleth family, y'all. You are in the best place for results. Please don't let anything hinder you. Please don't let the devil stop you from doing this because it's awesome. And you are going to have to forget everything that you thought you knew about nutrition. And I did. That was one of the best things that Travis said in the very beginning. Forget everything that you thought about nutrition. Ignore it all. Because if you want these results, you do this. I had a lot of great information in my head, but it never helped me lose any weight. This will. So forget all that. Don't question it. Just do it. Get the results. All right. I'm going to share my screen. We are going to go into fast track real quick. So I'm going to the Shibboleth website. See right here where it says dashboard at the top? We're going to click there. And if you are not a new member, instructors pop up first. If you are a new member, click on fast track. I mean, if you're a new member, sorry. If you're a new member, fast tracks pops up first. If you're not a new member, the instructor page does, and you have to go click on fast track. Do you see how I don't see any laps, like they're nothing there? That's because I've already completed them. They collapse to make more room to see this. So I just hit the lap tab and it comes back. But if you haven't done all of them, it'll pop up right there. I need you to read this paragraph. And then what you're going to do is hover or lightly tap on your phone the information I. Read the black box. The black box is different for every task. The black box is like you and I are talking right now. What does Kim want you to know about completing this task? I've written it in the black box. So read the black box first, then click here, do the task or whatever it is. Then you check the box off. On lap one, you're going to be joining some of those Facebook pages that I suggested that you join if you have Facebook. If you don't, just check the box off. You don't need Facebook to do this. But go ahead and check it if you don't have Facebook. This right here, if you watch this is me showing you how to complete these. So this is a visual. I've tried to cover all learning styles. If you want to hear it, I'm talking. If you want to see it, I'm showing. If you want to read it, it's right there. And then you do it. So I've covered all learning styles right here. And this is important to watch. Then when you get to lap 2, since you've done tonight's webinar, you can go check off right here. Watch the Sunday night live webinar. Check. This lap 2, extremely important. We're going to talk more about that in a couple of days, but I hope that you've already started working on that. Your goal before Tuesday night's class is to complete lap 1 and 2 for sure. Okay, so do that before Tuesday, all right? And then if we need to, we can play a little catch up on Tuesday, but on Tuesday, I really want to focus on the food library, coming up with your favorites and building some meals. And we're going to be doing this together. I'll be able to see you on the screen if you want to be visible, because it's going to be meeting style, not like this. This is webinar. You can only see me. Tuesday through Saturday is meeting style. So we'll be able to see each other. Diane Grow, thank you, Diane. I'm glad you're here with me tonight. She's saying that she loves meal replacements. Diane, I do too. I don't cook very often, and she's loving this lifestyle. That's what Diane said. So that's awesome. We're so excited. And Diane comes to class regularly, and I'm excited about that. So I hope that you've enjoyed tonight. Make sure that you get registered for tomorrow night, because that is 1 full hour on food combining, and that's a biggie, right? So I'll see you tomorrow night. If you will like the Shibbioleth public page tonight, you can get a Gina's telling Diane that she also likes that. Oh, thank you, Ken. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, Emily. Thank y'all for saying that. That's awesome. I appreciate it so very, very much. If you will like the Shibbioleth public page and then mark that you want to get notifications, I will go live in the morning with daily devotion and whatever new revelation the Holy Spirit has given me. And we will talk about that. Y'all have a great night. And if you want to, somebody, I can't remember who it is. I think it's Jason or maybe Dr. Jim. But right now, if you go to one of the other classes, you're welcome, Gina. At 8:30, somebody started a How I Overcame Food Addiction and Lost Weight. If you want to go there now, you can do that. Bye, everybody.